Hey guys, Ravens quote here. Sitting outside the tag agency, about to get a new plate. Anyhow. So, yeah, this is me. Just heard Believer on the radio on the way here. Well, actually on the way back home, I had to pick something up. But, just put me in one of those moods where I want to talk about whole life story. Basically, this is one of those videos where my followers aren't going to watch it. Some of my friends won't care to watch it. That I can understand. I mean, basically, story of my life video. But those who do watch it are more than likely just my friends. I don't see just random followers I have seeing this through to the end. Just to be perfectly frank. And there might be one or two, but probably not a lot. Anyhow. So where to start? Well, my name. Why not start with my username? I am Ravensquote. At least that's what I go by online. The name itself is a reference to Edgar Poe's The Raven. The quote of The Raven, in case you're wondering, is, of course, Nevermore. So that's why it's Raven's quote. The reason I made it like that instead of just being Nevermore is because I wanted my G+ name to be the same as whatever username I was using in whatever games. So I tried to be Nevermore for my Xbox account. The name was taken, of course. So after a couple of tries, Raven's quote came up. Figured why not. And so that's how I became who I was. As for me, though, Bird of Death doesn't really apply to who I am or what I want to be. As far as that goes, I like to point to some older references as to what a raven is, what it does. There's this song, and my memory's terrible, so I can't tell you what the name of the song is. I can't tell you who the guy is. But there's this church hymn about this guy who prayed and stopped the rain. And of course, if you're well read, you'll know the chapter and verse and all that. Like I said, my memory's terrible. But what I do remember about that stuck out to me, was that God commanded the ravens specifically to give that man food during the drought. Not the fowls of the air, the ravens specifically. And if I recall correctly from the research I have done, the raven isn't a bird of prey, it's a scavenger. When things die, it endures. So it's not a bird of death, it's more a bird of endurance, of long suffering in the face of trials, in the face of hardship. So to say it's a bird of death isn't really accurate. And that's why I want to be like. I want to help people endure things. I don't want to be a symbol of doom. So there's that. And then really another thing is, yes, I've been through a few hardships. There's a couple of my friends I've basically told my life story to before, and they'll know exactly what I went through. They'll know a little about what my dad's done and what I've been through with him. But ultimately, I've told it to a couple of people, and they've said, oh, I wish that didn't happen to you. I wish that happened to me. There's been a couple of you that have said something along those lines. But, frankly, I got off light. As sad as that may or may not be, I got the easy end. There's children across America that are raped, murdered. I mean, in a global perspective, there's drug lords that, well, not drug lords, there's drug carriers that have been caught that had a child with them that was hollow. They used a baby, hauled it out, as in no organs, nothing, and used it to transport drugs. I'm lucky as fuck that I'm not one of them. I'm lucky as fuck that I wasn't raped or kidnapped or any number of 1,000 things that were significantly worse than what I went through. But I'm aware that people go through those things. And, I mean, just how lucky I am. Look at this. I've got a neat looking interior to my truck. I mean, this is not half bad. So, don't pity me. Yes, I've been through a lot compared to an average person. But I haven't been through a lot compared to the people who've actually been through a lot. And those are the people I want to be there for. So yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to make it clear that yes, I have been through hardships, and there have been times when I have been broken. But ultimately, I'm here. And at the time, I was weak. Those experiences, now that I'm old enough to drive, almost old enough to drink, I've been through it all, and now that's the strongest bit about me, is what I've been through, what I've learned. So, to anyone out there who's had it worse than me, to anyone who's had as bad as I have, or to anyone just going through a rough patch even, I want you to know that, yes, I understand it's pretty dark now. I understand that right now, it probably doesn't look like there's a way out. But, literally, all you have to do is survive. That's it. Keep living, and eventually, and this is years away, I'm not going to lie, you'll have to live for years to eventually see this, but eventually you will reach the point of all those trials, all those hardships. They're what make you strong. When other people are breaking down because of all these regular inconveniences in life, those things that make other people break won't mean anything to you because you've already been through more than that. It's sad, but what you're going through now will help you later. I just want you to know that there will be an end to it. And it's not death. But in time there will be an end to it. And if you have the endurance to get through that, and I'm certain you do, whether you see it in yourself or not, literally your ability to stay alive until tomorrow shows you have that endurance. Your ability to be alive after watching this video shows you have endurance. The fact you're alive now shows you have endurance enough to make it through. It will be dark. It might very well get worse than what it has been. I hope it doesn't, but it might. That's the reality of it. But ultimately, you can make it through. As long as you see the light of tomorrow, you've won today. I want you to know that. I want you to know that you do have the strength to carry on, whether you see it or not. Because I've been there. I've been in situations where I thought, it's over. There's nothing I can do. It's not just that my world's ended. I've been destroyed. But one thing that kept me going was the knowledge that even if I do literally nothing, if I sit on my bed all day today, I'll wake up tomorrow. Life will go on. Just because everything looks like it's been destroyed. Yes, I know it feels like the apocalypse or worse now, but the fact of the matter is time marches on. And the events that are happening today will end. Everything bad that's happening today will end. Eventually. It takes time, but it will end. On its own. So, just keep surviving, and you will win. I believe you can do that. But anyhow, I've got stuff to do. I'm sure you do too. And if you don't, well, hope you can at least keep yourself entertained. This has been Raven's Quote. Have a great day, everyone. See ya!